I was just gonna ask you, like, when did you realize that you were funny?
When did I realize I was funny? That's a good question. Oh man. I was little because I think what it was, I think that's why when people say like a lot of comedians have bad home lives, like they always have a fucked up childhood. People say that about comedians. I don't think it's necessarily that. I think it's like I was just like, I felt like I needed to make people laugh. Like looking back, like this wasn't my awareness at the time, but I think looking back, I only felt comfortable when people were like smiling and having a good time. And if it wasn't up to my par, and for some reason, an instinct kicked in to like, you gotta fucking make this okay. You know what I mean? But
Yeah,
I think the first time I really noticed it was like, I went to before school and after school daycare because it was just my mom and she
yeah,
worked.
mm,
So I remember going there and I didn't know anybody. And I think also I moved around a lot as a kid, which I think also like you got to be in as a guy, I feel like as a little boy, you got to be funny or something, or an athlete. And I wasn't that. So it's like I got to be funny. Those are the only cool kids. It's jocks and people that can make people laugh. So when I got to daycare, I made friends with like older kids and I would like make them laugh just by saying goofy shit. And then I remember thinking like, oh, like if I can make these kids laugh, like they're older, like I can make like my friends laugh. But so like that was kind of like the realization of like, oh, this, and then like the feeling it gave me to like make them laugh. I was like, I was like immediately hooked. Like immediately, I was like, this is like everything, to the point where like I wouldn't even think about being funny. It was just like that was the mode, you know. It's almost like a mode you get in of just like I just want shit to be cool. And when I meet people, I always kind of low key test them, like just to see if like they're gonna get me. I think people do this on
mm,
varieties of levels, but I always do it with humor because I'm always like, if you don't really fuck with this, then you're not gonna like me, and that's okay. You know what I mean? Like, but like I don't want to carry on where there's certain people you hang out with
yeah.
and they're not really your friends because you can't like really be you.
Yeah,
Like,
yourself, right?
yeah, yeah. So
Be-
they're kind of like, because I have people where I'm like, oh, I would like to be friends with them. They seem cool. And then I meet them and I start riffing. You know how
Yeah,
me, I just riff
yeah, yeah,
and and they're not having it. They're
yeah.
not having it
It's
at
just
all. And I'm
it's
like,
just a straight face.
yeah, it's just I'm just getting deadpan the whole time, and I'm just like, okay, that's fair. I get it. I don't get hurt like I used to. I want to tell a funny story though. When I met you, how I knew I was gonna be friends with you. We took the bus back from playing basketball, and we played basketball, and I was like, this guy's pretty good. He has no court vision, but he's pretty good. And we were, we got back on the bus. It was me, you, and Tommy. And I will say this, my first impression of you, right when I met you, was I don't know if we're gonna gel. Like because you have this quality I really like. And this is why I have friends like you, because we're different, right? I think you know that. But like why I like you is because I'm introverted, but you're like very extroverted. And you're good. You and Eddie have that quality where you're really good at bringing people into you. And I like people like that because I'm a person that's like shielding myself, like just don't hurt me. I just want to be funny. But like you made me feel immediately comfortable because you said this thing when you were like, because you asked me what interests I have or something.
Mhm.
Very, very like it almost felt like an icebreaker when you join a new job,
Mm.
and you're like, what interests do you have? And I was like, I like movies. And you're like, oh, you like movies, dude? I love movies. And you're like, my favorite actor is Tom Cruise. And I laughed so hard. And I was like, and you were just saying that, and I was like, I like this guy a lot because for him to have, I don't agree with that at all, but for you to have that interesting of a view where like that's my favorite actor, I was like, this guy's really interesting. I want to know more about this guy.
Dude, till this day, he is my favorite actor. And dude, part of it is because look at me, 64 years old. This man is jumping
Yeah.
off of stadiums. He's
No, he
still doing his own
rules. He rules.
he's still doing his
Yeah.
own stunts. And You know what sucks is that I wish he were to stop doing these Mission Impossible movies because I think he's too talented. Like he should be doing some other. Like, did you ever see Tropic Thunder?
Tropic Thunder, he's amazing.
Exactly.
I
He's
didn't know
funny.
that was him when I watched the movie the first time
In
because
the
I was
fat
like
suit. Yeah.
12. Yeah, I was like,
Yeah.
dang, dude.
I'm
Also,
trying.
crazy impression of a Jewish executive too. Crazy impression. Like wild.
Yeah.
But he's a Scientologist. He doesn't give a fuck.